Now that I've got my hands on a PCIe Gen 5 SSD, review of this Crucial T710 in the cards above by the way, I thought that it was time to answer the question, does SSD speed even matter? I mean, I hope that we already know that the speed of your drive doesn't affect in-game performance like FPS, save for maybe some stuttering on open world games on hard drives. So all that's really left to talk about is loading times, so let's test one of each speed out. First, let's meet our contenders. Starting with the old fogey, the hard drive. This is actually my first drive that I bought for my PC back in late 2011, 2012. And I was an idiot about it. See, I bought two mismatched 500 gig drives, used on eBay. This WD Caviar Blue and a Seagate Pipeline drive, and ran them in RAID 0 as my boot drive. Young and dumb, I swear. Anyway, moving up in the world, we have a SATA SSD from Gigabyte, also 500 gig. For a Gen 3 drive, we have an Intel 600p, also 512 gig. Gen 4 is a Sabrent Rocket 4 Plus, this time 2 terabytes, and for Gen 5 we have that Crucial T710, which is also 2 terabytes. Just so you know where these drives sit in terms of speed, I ran Crystal Diskmark on all 5 drives. I'll flash up the full results on screen briefly, so feel free to pause if you do want to look at the complete data, but I'll give you the key points. The hard drive, as you might expect, isn't amazing. While some hard drives can peak up to near 200 megabytes per second, this one is on the slower side at 126 and 123 megabytes on reads and writes respectively. The SATA SSD is a lot faster at 562 megabytes per second on reads and 519 on writes, which isn't too far off the max that a SATA SSD can generally offer. The Gen 3 drive isn't amazing though. At 1.8 gigabytes per second, it seems great. But Gen 3 drives can do up to 3 gigabytes per second or a bit more, so this is on the slower side. And the writes are really pretty bad at 554 megabytes per second. You'll see why I didn't end up swapping this drive out though. The Gen 4 drive though, that is full fat, running at 6.9 and 6.7 gigabytes on reads and writes respectively. And the Gen 5 drive, God, it's rapid. 14 gig on reads and 13.2 on writes. That means that the Gen 5 drive is 110 times faster than the hard drive. 110 times faster! How things move on, I guess. So, when it comes to the games that I picked, these are games that I actually play that have noticeable loading times that might actually affect your experience, and that fit on these 500 gig drives, which turns out is more of a challenge than you might think these days. Cyberpunk, which is the first game we'll start with, is like 90 gig, and the other two are like 120 or 130 gig. Yikes. Anyway, I'm going to start off simple here with just the hard drive and the SATA SSD. These two are sort of straight replacements, as in you can replace a hard drive with a SATA SSD directly. So let's see. These two clips are lined up, so let's load in and oh, the SSD is already done. That took just 7.3 seconds. But the hard drive, yeah, that's still going. In fact, I'm gonna need to keep talking for another 5 seconds or so, because that took a whopping 34.7 seconds. That is a very significant difference, and the sort of loading time that happens fairly regularly within Cyberpunk, you know, loading into cutscenes or lifts or new buildings. Gaming on a hard drive would suck here. Now, seeing as how dreadful the hard drive is, and 5 videos don't really fit well on a single screen, I'm going to show you the 4 SSDs together. And go. If I'm honest, you're going to struggle to see much of a difference here. The SATA SSD was maybe 1 second slower, but there really wasn't much in it. In fact, to put those results on a graph, while the drives all do line up as expected, there is just 100 milliseconds between the Gen 4 and Gen 5 drives, only 300 milliseconds down to the Gen 3 from 4, and remember, it's a very middling Gen 3 drive, and only 1 extra second added for the SATA SSD. Just 1.3 seconds from the fastest to the slowest, at least SSD anyway. That's hardly game-changing. For Loading Simulator, sorry, Starfield, I can't in good conscience show you the entire hard drive loading time clip. It took over 3 minutes to load. So once the SATA SSD had loaded, that took just 18.8 seconds in total. I'll speed up the hard drive clip so that you can at least get an idea. I think it's safe to say which drive I know I would rather be playing from here, as just loading into Starfield alone is so unmanageably long on the hard drive, especially when you then have to face loading screens every 5 seconds in Starfield. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's look at the usable drives. Thanks to the loading times being a little on the longer side, we actually see a bit of a spread here. It's a bit more noticeable. The Gen 4 and 5 drives finish functionally at the same time, with the mid-tier Gen 3 drive coming in like 2 seconds slower, and the SATA SSD taking about another 2 seconds. We're still only talking between 14.5 and 18.8 seconds here, so it still isn't a night and day difference like the hard drive to solid state jump is. But seeing how Starfield is very much a loading simulator, I thought I'd throw in a mid-game load as well. A fast travel from New Atlantis to space. And that's a lot faster. Now the hard drive crashed when I tried to do that, so I'll skip that one here and focus on the SSDs, but like, blink and you miss it. All 3 M.2s are functionally identical, with only the SATA SSD being a tiny bit behind, but I do mean a tiny bit. Here are those results in graph form. Like I said, the initial load-in is just a 4-second spread, with the Gen 4 and Gen 5 drives being, for all intents and purposes, identical, and even the mid-tier Gen 3 drive is taking just 2 seconds longer. As for the mid-game loading, well, that's again functionally identical across the board. Maybe the SATA drive's extra 0.9 seconds might add up over the 1,000 loading screens you'll probably see in Starfield, but otherwise, well, any of these M.2s will do just fine. And lastly, there's Helldivers. I've had a bunch of stuttering and loading time difference just loading into a new world or mission even on my main system, so I figured this would be a good one to test out. And amazingly, even the hard drive did kind of okay here. I mean, sure, it's 10 seconds slower than the rest of them, but only 10 seconds is quite the record here. We're taking 33 seconds of loading time on the hard drive versus 24 from the SATA SSD, from pressing ready to being in control of the drop pod. That's not horrendous. I mean, the SSDs are cheap enough that you really ought to be gaming or not to be gaming from a hard drive these days, but it sure looks like the SSDs don't offer the same incredulous advantage as they do in Starfield or even Cyberpunk. Now let's look at the SSDs, and here you are really gonna struggle to notice a difference. In fact, there is just 0.7 seconds spread between all of these results. Seriously, that is it. Less than a second. It sure seems like so long as it's solid state, Helldivers really doesn't care what your drive speed is. I think that that's all of the drives should be done now, so let's take a look at that in graph form. See, they all may as well be running on the same drive, save for the spinning rust anyway. As a bit of fun and interest, I've also got the totals here. And again, the hard drive is terrible, but between SATA, Gen 3, Gen 4 and Gen 5, there's under 10 seconds across those 3 games and 4 tests. That is, there's a pretty little jump from SATA to the middling Gen 3 drive, but after that, you really are getting diminishing returns. While time is money, considering you often double the price to go up a generation, I don't know that these results would make me want to spend all that extra cash on a Gen 5 drive. Or hell, even a Gen 4 drive if a good Gen 3 drive was considerably cheaper. Happily, it does look like Gen 4 drives are about the same price as Gen 3 now, So a 2TB drive is around £100 with some closer to more like 80. So I think that is kind of the sweet spot, at least for now. But if you're still gaming on a hard drive, well, it might be time to think about switching over to solid state. It's more reliable, quieter, lower power, and a hell of a lot faster. I'll leave some links in the description if you do fancy an upgrade. I should also mention direct storage. That is a technology that in theory could make these faster drives more worthwhile, but it doesn't really exist yet. We've been talking about it for literally years at this point, but there's still only a total of, I think, 54 titles, according to Steam, that even have direct storage as a DLL file, let alone as an integrated option. So I think it's still going to be a little while before even Gen 4 drives really make that much of a difference, let alone Gen 5, even for direct storage. I think for me, like I said, a Gen 3 or Gen 4 drive is right about where I would put my money, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What speed drive is right for you? Which one are you picking or have you already picked? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have any experiences with certain games that really do like much faster drives, feel free to let me know in the comments as well. Like I said, I'll also leave some links in the description if you're interested. Feel free to check out the subscribe button for more videos like this one, as well as plenty more videos on the end cards. And if you want to check out my own hardware, the open source response time and latency testing tools, and hopefully soon a new peripheral testing tool, head to osrtt.com. That's linked in the description as well. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you all in the next video.